Good morning, everyone. Today, let me continue the chapter Deep Water. It's written by William Douglas. In the previous class, we had learned that when the narrator was sitting near the pool, a big bruiser of a boy came and pushed him into the pool. So now the narrator was in the pool trying to escape from drowning. And he tried his strategy, which was when he touched the bottom to come up like a cock, but he couldn't do like that. Now let me read this. I struck at the water as I went down, expending my strength as one in a nightmare fights in an irresistible force. I had lost all my breath. So he was trying to resist the force of the water just like in a dream. Actually, he was trying to fight with water and he tried to not to go down. He was going down again in the water and he was not able to breathe at all. My lungs ached, my head throbbed, I was getting dizzy. His lungs started aching, means paining, because he was drinking more and more water. His head was throbbed, means he was having a pain in his head, and he felt dizzy as he was going to faint. So he was losing all his strength while he was going down. But I remembered the strategy. I would spring from the bottom of the pool and come like a cork to the surface. I would lie flat on the water, strike out with my arms, and thrash with my legs. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. So we all know that he had already made a plan that when his feet hits the bottom to make a spring or to jump or to come up the surface of the water. So now he remembered this strategy. So he thought that when his feet touches the bottom to come up quickly like a cork to the surface. So he thought that once he would come up, he would lie flat on the water and then he would use his hands and legs and thrash them, means beat them or flail them, so that he would be like in a swimming position and then he would reach to the edge of the pool and be safe. So this was his plan. I went down endlessly. I opened my eyes, nothing but water with a yellow glow, dark water that one could not see through. So, as he was thinking all this, but he was going down and down to the bottom. So, even as he opened his eyes under the water, he could see only water, which was yellow in color, and the water was so dark, so he was not able to see through the water. And then sheer stark terror seized me. Terror that knows no understanding, terror that knows no control, terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. Now while he was going down, he was completely overtaken by the terror of fear. And he says that this kind of terror cannot be controlled. Nobody can understand where this kind of terror comes from unless one has experienced it. I was shrieking underwater. I was paralyzed underwater, stiff, rigid with fear. So here he was shrieking means that he was still trying to cry out loudly underwater for help. And also at the same time he was also feeling very stiff and rigid because of fear. So once you undergo fear, you may have this feeling of not able to respond. So here the narrator was like that in such a condition. He was so frightened and he was feeling paralyzed. He was not able to move as he wished. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. Only my heart and the pounding in my head said that I was still alive. So he wanted to scream loudly, but that was also not coming out. So he knew that his heart was beating and the pain in his head With these two, he understood that he was still alive. And then, in the midst of the terror, came a touch of reason. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. At last, I felt the tiles under me. My toes reached out as if to grab them. I jumped with everything I had, but the jump made no difference. So he says that even though he was frightened, he suddenly remembered something. And here he said that there was a reason, there was a touch of reason, it comes into his mind in the midst of that terror. And what was that reason? So he remembered his strategy, that was his reason. What is that? When he touches the bottom to come up like a cock. And finally, he was able to reach the bottom of the pool and he felt the tiles under his legs. So, with great effort, he tried to touch the bottom with his toes and he tried to jump, but then he was not able to do that, and that jump made no difference. The water was still around me. I looked for ropes, ladders, water wings, nothing but water. A mass of yellow water held me. Stark terror took an even deeper hold on me, like a great charge of electricity. I shook and trembled with fright. My arms wouldn't move, my legs wouldn't move. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened. So he could see only water around him, and somehow he thought that he could find the things like ropes, ladder, or his water wings. So he thought that he would get hold of one of those things, and he tried to escape, but then he couldn't find any of these things around him but only water. And he could see only a mass of yellow water that was holding him. It was a not holding, that was holding him, means that a thick kind of yellow water surrounded him. Even fear, which surrounded him and shook him like an electricity. In this way, he became frightened and he was not able to move. At the same time, he was shaking and trembling with fear. And he was not able to move his legs and arms, so he wanted to call out his mother for help, but nothing happened. And then strangely there was light. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. At least my eyes were. My nose was almost out too. But then suddenly and strangely he says that he saw some yellow light, and then he felt he was coming out of the yellow water. And then for the third time he was coming up. And he says that at least my eyes were. So his eyes came out of the water and nose also came out of the water. Then I started down a third time. I sucked for air and got water. The yellowish light was going out. But what happened? Again, for the third time, he started to go down. So he thought that he would be able to breathe and he would get some air, but then only water went inside his mouth. So the yellow light that he had seen outside becoming lesser now. Then all effort ceased. I relaxed. Even my legs felt limp, and a blackness swept over my brain. It wiped out fear, it wiped out terror. There was no more panic. It was quiet and peaceful. So then all the efforts, that means all the hard work that he was doing to keep himself out of danger, was stopped. He felt that he was relaxing now, and his legs also became lifeless. So he felt that his brain was also becoming a kind of dark, that means no activity was going there. So every fear that was wiped away, so he says that it wiped out fear. So every fear that was wiped away. So he felt that all the fear was melting away, that it was becoming quiet and peaceful. So for the third time, when he was going down in the pool, he became very silent and he was feeling peace and he couldn't put up any resistance also. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice. To be drowsy, to go to sleep. No need to jump. Too tired to jump. So he was feeling so nice. because he says that there is no need to be frightened, and he felt like sleeping. He's not able to move at all. I was very tired because all the while he had been putting up a lot of effort to save him himself. It's nice to be carried gently, to float along in space, tender arms around me, tender arms like mother's. Now I must go to sleep. So I felt that somebody was carrying him very gently, very softly. I felt that he was floating in the space and somebody was holding him in her hands. And he felt that his mother was holding him in her arms and he felt that he had to go to sleep. I crossed to oblivion, and the curtain of life fell. Here, oblivion means a state of unconsciousness. So he thought that it was the end of his life. The next I remember, I was lying on my stomach beside the pool, vomiting. So he said that he became unconscious, and when he opened his eyes, he was lying beside the pool on his stomach, and then he was vomiting. Maybe somebody had rescued him, and they were trying to remove all water from his stomach. And the chap that threw me in was saying, but I was only fooling. So here, the fellow who had thrown him to the pool was saying that he did it only for the sake of having some fun. Someone said, the kid nearly died. Be alright now. Let's carry him to the locker room. So somebody said you did it for fun, but the kid was nearly going to die. And they felt that he had been saved and they took him to the locker room. Several hours later, I walked home. I was weak and trembling. I shook and cried when I lay on my bed. I couldn't eat that night. After some hours, he was able to get up, walk, and go home. And while he was walking, he felt very weak and trembling, which means a kind of shivering. So when he reached home, he laid on his bed and he was crying. And he didn't even want to have his food at that night due to misadventure which happened on that day. For days, a haunting fear was in my heart. The slightest exertion upset me, making me wobbly in the knees and sick to my stomach. So, here, after the misadventure happened, he had this haunting fear for days in his mind. And what is this haunting fear? A kind of fear that stays in your mind and keeps frightening you for some time or some days or some years. The slightest exertion upset me, making me wobbly in the knees and sick to my stomach. So here he said that whenever he tries to put some pressure on him, he would feel wobbly in the knees. That means his knees would become shaky and he would feel sick in his stomach. Means that whenever he thought of that incident, that would make him feel sick. I never bent I never went back to the pool. I feared water. I avoided it whenever I could. Because of this incident, he started feeling afraid of water, so he tried to avoid water whenever he could. A few years later, when I came to know the waters of the Cascades, I wanted to get into them. So here the fear of water is there in him. But after a few years, he came to know about the waters of the Cascades, which means a small waterfall. So and he wanted when he came to know about it, he wanted to get into them and have some fun. And whenever I did, whether I was wading the Titan or bumping river or bathing in warm lake god of the god rocks, the terror that had seized me in the pool would come back. It would take possession of me completely. My legs would become paralyzed. An icy horror would grab my heart. This fear of water is there in him. So whenever he used to go all these places, for swimming, bathing, or just wading through to in these places, but at that time also the terror which would come back, he would be overpowered by the fear of water. He would be completely taken over by the fear, and he would not be able to move. And I see horror here means that he would become a kind of frozen, like So this would take over his heart as well. This kind of force and that condition, it would take over his heart as well.